Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my BOXY CHARM product review from the BOXY CHARM we received in January 2018. I also have some BOXY CHARM February 2018 spoilers towards the end of the video, and I will put that timestamp down below so that you can skip past it, or you'll be able to stop watching if you don't want to receive the spoilers. I will announce that I'm about to do the spoilers before I actually do them. It's super windy outside, just saying. For those of you who are new here, my name is Donna. Thank you so much for joining my channel. Hopefully you'll want to subscribe at the end of this video on your way out. I would love to have you as a part of my family here on YouTube. For those of you who are not new, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I do know that you absolutely don't have to, and it warms my heart that you choose to spend a little moment of your time with me when you choose to spend a little moment of your time with me. Thank you so much. So let's just jump in. So last month's BOXY CHARM was, the theme was Rock 2018. And it included a Dr. Brandt Pores No More and It Cosmetics Brow Power for everybody, a Crown Pro Glam Metals palette, also for everybody, a Pure Complexion Authority Bronze and Brighten Cheek palette, and I believe this was a variation of two different items, and mine included a Girlactick matte lip paint, and that was also a variation of two different products. So I'm going to start with the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Luminizing Primer. I had this in my favorites video for the month of January. I have used it almost every day since receiving it, and it is an amazing primer. I find that it doesn't matter what I put on my skin after I put this on my skin, it always looks amazing. This primer is so awesome. It does have a different kind of texture to it. It is more of a cream than a lot of other primers that I've used. It's not, I feel like it's not a silicone-y primer, but not like a moisturizing primer. It is a illuminating primer, which is whatever. It doesn't actually have the appearance of like iridescence on your skin. This is what it looks like straight out of the tube. Its consistency is a little more creamy than most. It kind of goes on almost with the consistency of like a concealer, but then blends out better than a concealer. Obviously it does have a little bit of a tint to it, but it's nothing that changes the makeup or the color of your skin. It does have a little bit of a tint, but not enough to change your complexion. Does that make sense? It does smell a little odd to me. It kind of smells a wee bit floral, which is a little odd, but this is a 1 ounce item, and it is a $38, right? Retail price, $38 item. So, would I repurchase this? Sure, if it was bigger for $38. And the reason why I'm saying that is because Laura Geller primers are my everyday primers, and this is the size. Do you see the difference? Granted, this is 3.2 ounces, and this is only 1 ounce, so this is a third of this size, but this primer was $30 for 2/3 more than this primer, which is $38. I understand Dr. Brandt is an amazing brand, but I also understand that $38 is way too much money for 1 ounce of product for a primer that you're putting on your face every single day. I've been using this since I got my box, which was approximately 3 weeks ago, and it's almost gone. Like I feel like primers this small are silly. So this is a deluxe version of a Laura Geller primer, so it is about 1.2 ounces more, than a normal Laura Geller primer, but a normal Laura Geller primer is still only $32 for 2 ounces. So I got this on it's a deal. It was a deal. I got 1.2 ounces more for $2 less. Woo woo, yay me. So this is not a normal size, but still the normal size is cheaper and more product than this. Would I repurchase the Dr. Brandt Luminizing Primer? Probably not. $38 is just too much of my money to spend on a primer that I'm going to use every single day, that I'm going to have to replace, it seems, every month, when I've had this for a good 3 months and I haven't had to replace it yet, and it cost me $8 less, and there's more product in it. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is the IT Cosmetics Brow Power. This happens to be, I did have a deluxe sample size that lasted me forever, and it very slowly became my very favorite brow product. What I do have to say about this pencil is it is a $24 pencil, eyebrow pencil, which we've already discussed. If you're familiar with my channel, I will not spend my money in a high-end environment on eyebrow pencils, just because I feel like you can find really great drugstore options for like a third of the price. So I won't repurchase this because of the money factor, not because it's horrible, not because because I really do love this pencil, but it only comes in one shade, which is Universal Taupe, and it boasts that, you know, if you press harder, it's darker. If you press lighter, it's blonder, which is okay, whatever, sure, maybe. I find that honestly to be true. My daughter has a lot darker eyebrows than I do, and I can make this pencil look like her color of eyebrow just by pressing a little bit darker. But what I don't like about this pencil, and my deluxe sample size of this pencil did the same thing, like it fell apart. It fell apart the first time I used it, and I just don't understand. I don't understand why they fall apart. Like, they're in this pencil and they are secure, and I didn't drop it. It fell apart the first time I used it, and that's frustrating. I know with my deluxe sample size, like, I thought that I had done something wrong and it was just a sample size, so maybe it was more poorly put together, and I just, you know, was really super careful with it and made sure that I set it up right like this so that it didn't fall out when I just took off the pen at the top, and take out the top and make sure it's there, and if it's not, look in the lid because it probably was in the lid, making sure. It's just too much. It's just too much for an eyebrow pencil. You should not have to worry about whether the thing is going to fall apart 2 seconds after you've had it. I'm sorry, but for $24, you should be able to make a pencil that's not going to fall apart. And when I went online and researched this pencil, like, I found that to be on the reviews, almost every single review. Like, I love the pencil, but it fell apart. I love the pencil, but it fell apart. $24. Make a pencil that doesn't fall apart, please. Also, like, I do love this pencil. Please don't get me wrong. But, and this spoolie, this spoolie is an amazing spoolie. I like this spoolie a lot better than any other spoolie that I have had to deal with on an eyebrow pencil. It's just super soft. I find it distributes the color a lot better, and it is super simple to use. The only thing I can say about it is it doesn't come to a point, so it's really hard. Like, on the outside of my eyebrows, this eyebrow especially is kind of squared up here and then comes down to a really dramatic point because my eyebrows are stupid and completely different. But it's really hard for me to get in that point with this end because there is no point to it. So I have to use, like, my Brow Wiz or even my e.l.f. one. So would I repurchase this? This is my second brow power. I do love this pencil. I do find that it works really well. And it is like an oval shape to the pencil. I don't know if you guys can tell because it is used, so it doesn't really hold the oval shape very well at all. I find that you can get into, with the pencil portion, you can get into those fine points and whatnot really easy with the shape of it, but it loses its shape really quickly, and it's really hard to get it back into its shape without breaking the pencil. I do not see myself purchasing this. Again, this is an item that I won't spend my money on in a high-end environment. There are just far too many drugstore options that are just as good, if not better. And this pencil falls apart. Every single one of these that I've used, it falls apart, and I shouldn't have to deal with that for a $24 pencil. The next thing I have is this Pure Bronze and Brighten Cheek Palette. So what I will say about this is that this was also in my favorites video. This palette surprised me. I was shook. This palette is a $34 palette, and when I first saw it, I was like, there's no way. There's no way I would spend $34 on this palette. But I haven't been brave enough to try this bronzer shade as a bronzer yet, because, I mean, look at that. That's crazy. But this highlight is so pretty. And you put it on and you're like, what? Look at that. Holy cow. Now this guy, he looks a lot more, oops, blinding you. He looks a lot more orange and shimmery than he actually appears on your face. I put this on the first time I used it and I was like, I don't know. You can really see my texture with that, but I tried it again and again, and it didn't take me long to fall in love with it. So these are the three colors, and this is the blush, the highlight, and the bronzer. Again, I haven't used this bronzer on my face as a bronzer. I have used it as an eyeshadow, and it's a beautiful eyeshadow. This has slowly but surely become my favorite highlighter. It is a very seamy highlighter. It is so beautiful. And this blush reminds me a lot of the Papa Don't Peach by Too Faced. It is so pretty and just puts that peachiness to your cheeks that makes it look just 100% natural, but also gives it kind of a slight glow. So you don't really need highlighter if you don't want to wear highlighter. So I think initially when I opened this up, I was like, there is no way I would spend $34 on this palette. There's no way. Knowing what I know, I probably would. I love that highlight. I love that blush, and that palette just really shocked me. It really did. I was really pleasantly surprised by it. So the next thing I have is this Girlactick lip paint. This came in my box. It is in the color Posh, and this is the color right here. When I first got it, I was like, oh yeah, this is a pretty color. I could totally do this color. And then I put it on my skin. Not my skin. I put it on my lips, and it just really looked super orange on my lips. I will say that I love the smell of it. It smells so good. It smells kind of like a baby's butt. I don't know if that's even appropriate, but kind of like a vanilla baby butt. It reminds me of baby powder to some extent, but like a vanilla scented baby butt. The color I got was Posh, like I said. It smells super good. I love, love, love the packaging. This like little pretty purple pinky rose gold thing matches the lettering down here on the package, and the lettering hasn't come off yet, which is superb because the ColourPop stuff just comes off like that. This guy is a $23 item, and it is 0.25 ounces. So just to put it into perspective for you, the ABH liquid lipsticks are 0.11 ounces, so less than half the size of this, and they're a $20 item. Ofra is 0.21, so just a little bit under this, and they are $17, and Dose of Colors are 0.16, so again, just under half, or just over half of this size, and they are $18. So $23 is not a bad price. It goes on wet and it dries down like super quickly, probably within 60 seconds, but it is so comfortable. You can't even feel it. You can't even feel it on your lips. Like, I wore it and forgot I had anything on and put a lip gloss over the top of it and was like, whoops, because it just kind of smeared everything around, and then I had a hard time trying to get it off. It was so funny, but up until that point it hadn't transferred and it was super comfortable, so I forgot I had anything on my lips. It is super long lasting as well, which I found to be crazy because I wear Dose of Colors, and Dose of Colors is probably my favorite lipstick, liquid lipstick formula. It's super comfortable as well, but this beats that. This beats that by a lot. Like, my Dose of Colors I can still feel on my lips, but it's super comfortable, but I can still feel it, but the lasting power is not what this is. The lasting power on this one was super, super long. So pretty packaging, smells amazing. Twice what you're going to get in most higher end liquid lipsticks. It's $23. Did I say that? And it's so comfortable. You forget that you're wearing it. The last thing I have is this eyeshadow palette, the Glam Metals eyeshadow palette by Crown. So this is what I think that this palette is super cute. I love the little guitar mirror here, but it's pretty ineffective. You can't hardly use it. And then this is the palette. What I will say about this palette is that it is super pigmented. These colors are so pigmented and so pretty, and they're comfortable, and they don't crease, and they blend really easily. But this is not a standalone palette. This is not a palette that you can put on your eyeballs and have it be the only palette that you have. The only matte color in here is this black, and it's not even an amazing black. It's kind of like a gray black almost, and it's really super patchy. That's it right there. My notes, guys. This is a cruelty-free company, which is awesome. I love that about them, and I do love the pigmentation. This card here says that this palette is a $25 palette, but when I looked it up on Crown Brush, it was actually listed as $29.99. The first ingredient is talc, the second ingredient is mica. I think it's 3.68 ounces total for the pan weight, which means each pan is 0.41 ounces each, which is just about the same size as the ColourPop shadow, which are $4 a piece. So if you're thinking about it that way, this palette, if you buy it by the pan from, say, like ColourPop, then you're paying more than that $29.99 per pan. Yeah, it is ranked 5 out of 5 stars on Crown Brush. Everybody that has it loves it. A lot of people that wrote reviews on it got it in their BOXY Charm last month. I do love this palette. I do. For the metallic shades in it. I mean, they are pretty. They are very comfortable to wear. They don't crease, and they are super, super pigmented. But I find that this color here and this color here look very, very, very similar. So I know that it looks like more white and more gold, but when you put them on, they almost look the exact same. So also the fact that there's only one matte color in there and it's black is a little discouraging, because you have to pull other palettes into this to make a full-blown eye look. You can't just go in with every single shimmer into your eyeball. This one doesn't transfer well onto the eye. It is more of a matte than it is a metallic, if I'm being honest, and it is super patchy. And it looks more brown. It should be kind of like this red color in the pan. That's what it looks like. It's kind of a red color, but on the eye it's kind of like a matte brown color almost. It's really just an odd palette. So these two colors, like I said, I feel like look very similar. This color and this color look very similar. It's really weird to me. I mean, look, for swatches, they just look so similar. I feel like you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 shades in here in a black because the colors, like these two are very similar, these two are very similar, these two are very similar. So you've got like 4 shades in here and a black. And the black isn't even that great. So am I a fan of the Glam Metals palette by Crown Brush? No. I do feel like it probably could have been like a 4-pan palette. A 4-pan palette. If it's going to be a palette that doesn't, that can't stand on its own, just make it a 4-pan palette. Because you can put all the shimmers, and so many of them are so similar that you might as well not have them in the same palette. Just make a 4-pan palette. Am I mad at it? No. Would I purchase it on my own with my own money? No. It is no Winky Lux Kitten palette, which is a palette that I got from BOXY CHARM that I absolutely love, that I absolutely would spend my own money on. I wouldn't. I think that Crown Brush makes an amazing beauty brush. I'm not sure about this eyeshadow palette. If you love it, yay you. Like, tell me how you're working with it. Tell me what palettes you're bringing into it. I find that it is, like I said, it is very pigmented. I do love the metallic foil finish of all of those colors. I just feel like, you know, there are 3 sets of almost the same color in this palette, and like they could have made it a 4-pan palette. So with that being said, I do have some spoilers for next month's box. So if you don't want to see them, now would be the time for you to exit the video. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on your way out. I hope that you subscribe. I would love to see you as a, you know, member of my cute little YouTube family here, and be with me on my venture into this beauty world that I have entered. And please don't forget to put a comment down in the box. Tell me what you were most excited about in your BOXY CHARM, and let me know if you received something different than I did. I would be very interested to see your comments on what you received. For those of you that are sticking around, here are some February spoilers for you. So the spoilers this month for, well, the spoilers for the month of February. And if you all are familiar with Instagram or any other YouTube channel, of course, that does these things, you probably already know these. But next month's theme is called Galaxy Glow, and I'm kind of excited about next month. So next month we're getting, off of BOXY CHARM's Instagram, I am showing you guys these photos. Next month we are getting a Cover FX shimmer veil, and it is in the color Amethyst, which I'm so excited to get because every Cover FX item I've received in my subscription boxes I've absolutely loved. We are also receiving a 3-piece crown brush set, and this will be in every single box. So it looks like a face brush and an eye brush and maybe a blush brush. And then the third one is an alternate item. So we're either going to receive the Naked Cosmetics holographic highlighter palette or the Ofra Cosmetics pop-up palette with blush, which I actually kind of hope that I receive the Ofra pop-up palette with blush, because there went my phone. Because I have the Aurora Glow Kit by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and that Naked Cosmetics one looks very similar to it. So, and Ofra is something that I've been wanting to try out, so I'm really hoping that I get that one. Those are the 3 spoilers I have for you guys for next month. I hope that you enjoyed my video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Please like, share, and I hope that you want to subscribe on your way out if you're not subscribed already. I would love to have you as a member of my happy little YouTube family here. Thank you so much for watching my video, and until the next time, guys, bye-bye.